Just my idea on the impending FAFSA federal application for student aid. I was watching the nightly news, and that struck me as really smart. I'm a 70s child. In my lifetime, I saw community colleges grow throughout different counties across our great nation. And I'm of a generation of person that got through, different for different reasons. In my dad's day, you were an employee, maybe out of high school, cradle to grave. But in his, that's what they called it. It meant you worked for one company your whole lifetime, really. And you weren't a printer, you were a cop, you were something that helped contribute to the local public good. Okay. Um, then in the 50s, the whiz kid generation, these college guys came out knowing it all, thanks to IBM and a lot of things in the world changed thanks to computers. Institution wise, in my generation, 70s, 80s, 90s, right there for Generation X, and then you millennials, 90s and forward. I hate to say it, the community college, the county college, the seat of knowledge, the institution there, why go away to school? Why take the debt? In some ways, young person, millennial, you can teach mom and dad. You can almost I can see you at an Auburn Hill. For example, Oakland Community College begins in Royal Oak, Michigan. Auburn Hills isn't really even, it's like a charter community at a point. Before Automation Alley, AC Delco, Delphi, Chrysler Group, Daimler Chrysler Group, and these days it's more than just a little spot on the map as you're going north. I mean, this is how much things have changed. And I think about institution wise, Oakland Community College has however many campuses, right? So stay home, and perhaps you don't get to go off to Princeton or Harvard or wherever because they want their locals there, however they do it. They still have their own accounting issues at the federal government. And still, loan payback is something both, I'm sure, President Trump, President Biden, anyone to come after goes, there are issues there that it's almost a shame that such knowledge goes to waste out of the 70s kids that didn't have a fair shot. We didn't have the cradle to grave, 30 years at one workplace, move you up, down, put you with your friends to finish up your career and then pay your retirement, have a nice life, the way they did in the 40s. So think about it like stay home and teach grandma about computers. Maybe you're not on a work study program trying to pay off some mountain of debt to go off to Princeton or go to, the big state college or whatever. Maybe you are staying home and doing a work study program where you're good on your cell phone. Maybe you're teaching a class in community college, and that just helps your own community. Stay home and clean up the county in which you reside rather than going off to learn more than you need to know. A lot of the business people in your own community could use you and help you through working for a living, which is way more important than, and plus the knowledge base for myself, loved history, philosophy, a lot of things in life I really enjoyed. And out of high school in 95, there's no way on earth I can ever learn it without the Kresge Library or the U of M Graduate Library or different things. But they put it all online now for us. So my point is, if you love history, you want to teach this eventually, still you're going to have to need to go through state board certification, this, that, and the other. But if that's your career path, my point being, it looks dangerous right now to take out money to get a car, to take out money to get a mortgage. This is not the time on earth to borrow money. As far as education goes, I say wait. And plus, you have a footprint now of so many learning centers for people that, went to college, went to high school together. Perhaps they strangely enough, maybe they're not like in the old days, if teaching was what you wanted to do, they'd put you at a school somewhere in secondary education or elementary education or whatever until you would substitute. So maybe the next, someone that wants to go to college becomes an adjunct right out of the door at the community college. And that's just my advice. Like, you kind of got to wait and see what happens. It's sad if your dream is to run off to Harvard, you get accepted, and then you go, I can't get a loan. You don't want a loan. There are minivans that 5 years ago used to cost you $20,000 that are now an 8 year, if you can believe that. And a lot can change in 8 years when you borrow on anything. 8 year note, $60,000. No interest. What if you lose your job in the fourth year? They repo the car. Okay. Peace.